Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your man Vinny, and we deep in the field. Yes, it is that time of the year where the NFL season is slowly but surely coming to a close. And it's that time of the year where it's time for us to critique and rank some of the alternate helmets that we saw initially coming into the season. Now, if you didn't catch that first alternate helmet video that I did at the beginning of the year, then definitely check that out, man. I will leave a link or it will pop up right about now. And you all can check that out, man. See where I ranked all these helmets, and then come back to this video to see where we're ranking the entire fit. Yes, this ranking and this list is going to be different from the first one. The first one we were just focusing on helmets. Now we're focusing on the whole aesthetic, the full aesthetic of the helmet with the uniform, how the team played in the uniform. Now, before I even get started, man, I'm a little under the weather, but that's not going to stop me from grinding out a video for you guys. So just bear with me. My voice might sound a little different, but that ain't going to stop me. I'm here and we're going to get it rocking. All right. So without further ado, let's jump into this ranking, man. Now, the very first team is going to be considered my worst team. So just know that off the bat. Now, some of you all might hate, some of you all might like it. I don't care. Let's have fun. Let's have a conversation in an open forum. Now, the very first team on my list will happen to be the Chicago Bears, which should not be any surprise if you all caught that first video. Why? Because I hated the helmet initially. Now, this was the very first time that the Chicago Bears unveiled, or let me not say unveiled. But this is the very first time that the Chicago Bears took the field in a game without their trademark navy blue helmet. And they dropped the ball, man. The helmet stunk. The jerseys are hideous. I don't even like them. I don't even like those orange jerseys when they wear them with the blue helmet. And then they brought out white pants with orange socks. I mean, come on, man. Damn. Ugliness all around. And let me just tell y'all, initially, when you look at this, it's giving you too much brightness, man. There's something to be said for when there's just too many bright colors. There's no contrast, there's no differentiation, and it makes your eyes hurt. I know my eyes hurt all to be damn. And to be honest with you, looking at them, they unveiled these things on Thursday night against the Commanders. Then they unveiled them again against the Cowboys in their home. So they felt so compelled to wear them that they took them to another team's stadium. And it just goes to show that they really felt good about these uniforms. And I don't know why, I think it was that false confidence, but these just hurt my eyes, man, and it made me sick to my stomach. I mean, I just wanted to vomit in my mouth when I saw these hideous things into the stadium. And you know what, man? It reminds me of, like, you all remember when you all were in school, grade school, and somebody would throw up and the janitor would come in there and sprinkle those little orange flakes or orange pellets over the throw up. That's what these ugly, hideous Chicago Bears uniforms reminded me of. And so that's why they're on the very last spot on this list. The worst spot on this list. If you hate me, I don't care. Chicago Bears fans, y'all cool, but those uniforms, don't bring those shits out anymore. And if you, never mind. Now, the next team is probably going to be very surprising because the helmet was ranked relatively high. I wouldn't say it was very high, but it was relatively high. But the full uniform and just how it came together, I didn't like it. And that is the Philadelphia Eagles, who decided to go dark mode. And let me just say, it did not impress. For this reason, we've seen the Eagles don the all black jersey with the black pants. They've been wearing that for some years now. I mean, I can remember times where they had Darren Sproles, and this was a couple years ago, that they've been giving us that all black uniform. So now they decided to triple up on the blackness with the helmet. And I said this in the ranking video for the helmet. It did not appear to look different from their green staple helmet until you get all the way up close on it. And when you get all the way up close on it, that's the only time you notice, okay, this is black and not that dark Philadelphia Eagle green that we're so accustomed to seeing. And it just didn't impress. It looked very plain. And you don't get cool points for a uniform change or a uniform switch when all you do is just basically pull out what you usually have and then you just throw a helmet on top of that. That's not cool, bro. It's very lazy. And to be honest with you, I mean, it just was not that impressive. Now, I know Eagles fans, they probably loved it. People are going to say that they played well. They beat the Green Bay Packers on Sunday night with them. That's all cool. You know what I'm saying? Hip, hip, hooray for the Eagles for winning in them. But they don't win in my book when it comes to this list because we've seen those uniforms before. So, hey, you're second to last. Moving on to another team in the NFC East. Yes, I got two NFC East teams back to back, and you can probably guess who it's going to be. And that is the Washington Commanders, who basically, they started Halloween early and they ended it late because they wanted to dress up as the Pittsburgh Steelers because that's the only thing that I can think of and see when I see them wear these damn all black uniforms. I don't get it. Let me be honest. Let me just preface my statement with this. I would have given them an even worse grading. Like, I probably would have swapped them out with the Eagles. But the only reason why I'm not doing that is because, for one, they're still so early in their rebranding of the Washington Commanders, which, hell, we don't even know if that's going to remain if Daniel Snyder does, in fact, sell the team. The next owner could come in here and say, to hell with the Commanders. Let's switch back to the Redskins, the Pigskins, or whatever the hell they're going to name them. I don't know. But needless to say, when you look at the intricate details of the uniform, you know, I can see the camo going down. It's like a camo stripe going down the black pants. And they pair it up with like a couple of red accessories and things of that nature. But again, it still just comes across like Pittsburgh. And to be honest with you, when you're watching it on the field, you really don't even know. The only reason why you know that it's the Washington Commanders is because the damn scoreboard and the game tells you it's them. But I guarantee if you were just to turn the TV on, you would say, oh yeah, there goes the Cowboys playing the Steelers, or the Vikings playing the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, I will say this. They did feel good about them. They wore them 3 times. They took 2 L's. They got their ass whooped by the Cowboys in them. They lost a close game to the Vikings, and then they finally got a victory in those hideous things against the Falcons, which was a nasty rain game. And rightfully so for those ugly uniforms. And let me say this on a quick note. I do like the Washington Commanders base uniform. Like, I like their helmets. I think it is very modern. I think that it's new, fresh. One thing that I do have a gripe about is those pants, because I definitely feel like those pants need a stripe down the side. It just looks like leggings too much, man. It looks like some yoga pants that they're wearing, or it just looks too collegiate, man. It looks very collegiate, like they look like the Minnesota Gophers or the Sun Devils or something. I don't know. But needless to say, those black uniforms are whack. Hopefully they change those, and the helmets with the numbers with the random W on the forehead. Hopefully they change all of that, man. Now, another team that might be very surprising to a lot of folks because their helmet video was ranked high in my ranking, and that is the New Orleans Saints, who let me down. Because when that helmet first dropped, I was one of the happiest, biggest supporters of the helmet. I thought that it definitely represented all of New Orleans. I thought that it had a Mardi Gras type of feel and style to it. But then when you see what they paired it up with, it's almost as if they didn't want to do this. I don't know. The marketing department, the stylist department, whoever was in charge of this whole thing, it seems like they were not all the way on board with each other. Some people were for it, others weren't. These are the telltale signs of why I'm saying this. First, we got the black helmet with an all-white uniform. Huh? And it's not like the all-white uniform had any of the elements from the helmet. So you basically got their typical white uniform with this black helmet. Now, they didn't even have the confidence or the decency to wear these helmets in their own stadium in front of their own fans. They had to go across the pond. They only wore them one time, and we never seen them again. We never heard of them again. We barely saw any other players, and they took a L. So that just tells you all you need to know about the Saints all black helmets and their uniforms. A lot of people were even coming at me saying that I was wrong putting them that high in my helmet ranking video. And hey, I have to say, guys, I kind of agree with you now. After I've seen them in action, they weren't that impressive to me, and the uniform stunk. But needless to say, this is why they're where they are, and I put them at number 10 on this list. Coming in at number 9, we got the Carolina Panthers. It seems like all of these helmets that I'm listing right now are the black helmets, which after the initial high of seeing all these helmets being released, or just the clips and pictures of them being released, and then after you come down from that high and then you start to see these teams and these uniforms in action, you just kind of get the feeling of, okay, bro, everyone's doing the black helmet. It's so cliche, it's boring, it's too safe, and it's really not stepping out. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you do a uniform change, I expect you to step out of your comfort zone just a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Just a little bit. But no, everyone keeps it safe, and they just go with the safe option. Oh, okay, we want to switch the helmet. Let's just switch it black. When you could have did something very cool. You could have did teal. You know what I'm saying? You could have did an all white style helmet. You could have did anything, but they went with black, and then they did the all black. And now, again, they were another team that I put I wouldn't even say very high, but I put them kind of high on my first list. And I was expecting it to look very cool. I don't know what I was thinking, because when I saw this play out and we got that game on Thursday night, I give them this. They got a W in them, but it just kind of didn't really wow me at all. It just looked kind of plain. And to be honest with you, I feel like it was too much black, as if the black washed itself out, and the teal accents on there really didn't make the logo or the decal pop. Like, the Carolina Panther looked like it was washed out. And the uniforms, you know, we've gotten those uniforms before, but obviously we've seen them with the silver helmet, so it's not like it was so amazing to see the black helmet just sit on top of the helmet. I mean, it's kind of the same ordeal as I just explained with the Philadelphia Eagles. You just cheated us with, you know, this uniform that we've already seen. You put this new helmet up there, and then bam, give us that. And it really didn't wow me at all. So that's why they are in the number 9 spot. Now, we're getting down to the average sector of the list. So if your team falls within these next 3, then don't be alarmed. Don't feel bad or anything like that. I'm not saying that the team, you know, did a terrible job in the design department, but what I'm saying is there were just a couple of elements missing. And the first team in this category will be the Houston Texans, who came out with their battle red helmets, and they paired it up with their red jerseys, white pants, red socks, so on and so forth. Now, I love the helmet. Let me get that out there. I love that helmet, man. I felt like that helmet was much needed for that franchise, because that franchise has had nothing new and nothing to look forward to since they become a thing in the NFL. Let's be honest. And let me just say this. The helmet, man, it pops so vibrant. It's very vibrant. That red is a sexy red. It makes me think of, I don't know, man, just looking at that red makes me thirsty. You know what I'm talking about? You ever seen a color that looks so vibrant that it just makes you want to, I don't know, drink something, drink liquid or some punch or something like that? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I look at that and I'm just like, you know, the helmet was beautiful. Now, this is where they messed up. They didn't upgrade their jerseys. So their jersey is still the same as it is when they wear the regular blue helmet. And you can tell the jersey is old as hell. It looked like they just pulled the box out from somebody grandmama garage or something, pulled out the jerseys and just threw them like, here, take these, you know what I'm saying? Put those over your shoulder pads. We're going to put the battle red helmet on and we're going to rock like that. And it just looked like the reds didn't match. That was the very first thing that I noticed. The reds did not match. If you say that they match, you need to go get your eyes checked. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know, man. It just make you wince a little bit because you're like, damn, man, y'all almost had it. You know what I'm saying? You almost had it, but you fall flat. And so it is what it is. Now, they did put up an amazing fight. And I wish that we would have even seen those helmets a little bit more. I know that they tried to wear them, if I'm not mistaken, in the preseason. And then we finally saw them during a Thursday night game against the Philadelphia Eagles, where they played them tough, but they eventually lost. I mean, who isn't losing to the Eagles except my Commanders? But yeah, so I give them cool points for that. I give them cool points for, the helmet itself. But the uniform, hey, man, y'all got to do better than that, bro. If y'all going to bring out those helmets, then switch up the jerseys, please. Now, my next team happens to be another NFC East rival of my Commanders, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of Dallas Cowboys slander. Dallas Cowboys feel like everything they do should be top tier grade A. But let me tell y'all something, man. Sometimes your teams, I don't care if it's your favorite team, die hard or whatever. Look, your teams ain't all that, okay? Calm down and relax. Now, they went with their throwback option that we've seen plenty of times, and I got a lot of slack because some people were saying that it's not the same as it was. Well, I don't care because it damn sure looked the same. Now, there might be a few minor details different, but these look exactly the same as when the Tony Romo and Terrell Owens and Marion Barber and all of those guys were playing, and we would see, one of my favorite clips of these uniforms is when Terrell Owens runs in the end zone, he grabs a fan's popcorn and he just throws it in his helmet. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite clips or pictures for this uniform. And also one of my favorite clips of this uniform is the Santana Moss catch when the Redskins beat the Cowboys on Monday night, but we're not going to talk about that. Now, these are cool. These are one of those uniforms that you just can't go wrong with. It's very traditional. It is very simple, and it just looks very clean and aesthetically is very pleasing to the eye. You can't go wrong with that. There's no egregious colors. There's no crazy looking designs. You know what I'm saying? The star looks good. The white pops. The blue star on the helmet. It just coordinates. You know what I'm saying? It coordinates perfectly fine. But from my perspective, it's just a little boring. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? And not even a bad boring, but it's just like, okay, whatever. This is a throwback. We've seen it before. They brought it back. Whoop-de-doo. So, and that's why they fall at number 7. Not bad. Not all the way good. It's just right there in the middle. If you're mad at me for that, hey, I don't know what to tell you. All right. Now, another team that went with a throwback option that we've seen before was the New England Patriots, who came with the center pat decal and the red jerseys and the white pants. Now, this reminds me of Tom Brady when he had Randy Moss, Wes Welker, and all those guys over there. I believe that was during like the 2007 season, if I'm not mistaken. Again, that's the last time that we've seen these uniforms, and they brought them back out. Now, I was hoping that they would have had a little differentiation with their uniform. For instance, I was hoping... Now, hold on. Before I even say anything, let me get this straight. I love the center pat decal and the white base helmet way more than I like those silver helmets. I think that I made that point very clear in my helmet ranking video when I was talking about the Patriots. I'm reiterating it right now. I love the white helmet over the silver helmets, but I wish that they would have been a little bit more creative and they would have did something very cool and modern for this go around. Like maybe they could have made the base helmet blue and kept the center pat decal on that. That would have been dope. I would have loved that. Or, I don't know about red. That would have probably been too much. But the blue, I'm feeling that. Or if you wanted to keep the white helmet, then you could have had a blue jersey, white pants, or red jersey with the blue pants. I don't know, just something. Give us something that's different, that's just not a carbon copy of what we saw in 2007. I feel like if you would have did that, then I probably would have slid you up a couple more slots. But unfortunately, they didn't. They gave us what it is. And so for that safe option, they're at number 6. Number 5, we got the Jets. Jets. Y'all know what it is. Now, the Jets, though I was not as impressed as I was initially when they dropped their stealth helmet video and all of that good stuff, promo, I'm still putting them at number 5 because they tried. I see where they were going with it, and their uniform is definitely predicated on the weather. To be honest with you, like, it looks good when it's in the sun, and that's me talking about their helmet, because the helmet, it shines differently. Like, when it's in the sun, you can see the face mask, you can see how the decal on the side just has like a different type of gloss on the side. But they brought them out and it was cloudy, overcast, so the sun really wasn't reflecting and popping off of the helmet like you would want, and therefore it just looked very dull. It brought out the deficiencies in this uniform, and what it was missing. It's lacking a lot, and to be honest with you, their helmet looks very collegiate. When you look at the whole helmet with the uniform, it looks very, very collegiate, and that's what I felt with the Jets. I just desired more, and I really didn't get what I was expecting. So they're at number 5. And then I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Bruh, I probably heard some of the worst comments. People probably left some of the worst comments and some of the worst hate for where I ranked that helmet on the initial video. And I get it, bruh. Y'all like the snow bangle and you didn't think it looked like a zebra and this and that. Look, I retract my statement on as far as the zebra thing, because when I look at it and it's like, all right, cool, I see where y'all going with it. Maybe I can, pair it up with the snow bangle and the Siberian tigers and all that shit. Okay, I get it. But they're still not at the top of my list. Now, granted, I got them at number 4 because I like the gesture. I like the difference from everyone else just doing the usual black. They went opposite and did white, and it also fits their branding and it fits the animal that their mascot and all that good stuff. All of that's cool. But what I didn't like is the fact that they paired it up with an all white uniform. And someone might say, well, it's supposed to be for their snow bangle, so shouldn't everything be all white? And hell no, that shit looks boring too. Like, let's be honest. When I saw that, when they first wore it, and they wore it, Thursday night against the Miami Dolphins, I was not that impressed with it. Like, they didn't even do what I thought that they would do. Like, I was expecting people to have all types of crazy accessories and, gloves and towels and certain things. And they just wore your typical white, black gloves and other things like that. You might have saw like the orange, a little bit of orange here and there. But it just wasn't enough color, man. Just not enough color. Very dull looking. The helmet looked cool, but I was hoping that they could have paired it up with something to just stand out. Like, if they could have did the pants with black pants, and then you all know how like their white pants have that black stripe. If they just would have reversed that, black base pants with the white stripes on the side of those, I think that helmet would have did a little bit better. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You all might have liked it. Matter of fact, I know y'all loved it. Y'all loved it. But me personally, I put them at number 4. And that's as high as they go for me, man. Now, the Falcons, they donned a throwback option as well. But for some reason, theirs is very different from the Patriots and the Cowboys. Because they really got deep, very deep into the details. Not as deep as another team that I'm getting ready to say. I mean, everything just looked very nice, man. It was very clean. I love the jerseys. I said this when I saw the promo video for it. I love it, man. I love the numbers with the red trimming and the white base numbers, the pants. Now, this is why I'm not putting them at the very top of the list. And the fact is, I wish they would have went with the red jerseys. That would have sealed it. I don't know if it would have put them in front of my number one team, but those red jerseys, that's like full on throwback. If they would have went with that option, that would have been full on throwback, and it would have just been completely different. Because I mean, when we see the Falcons with their normal uniforms, they wear black. And it's just like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? And I know that they wear red as well, but the red that they used to wear with those throwback helmets used to look similar to the Georgia Bulldogs. And so I think that just would have been a very cool look and a new aesthetic that we haven't been accustomed to seeing, because I can't remember the last time that I've ever seen those jerseys being played in a game outside of a video game or Madden. And I think the players had fun with it, man. I definitely enjoy seeing them, and I hope to see them even more, or hope to see them bring out those red jerseys like I said. Now, my number 2 team, who I know people will be shocked to hear this, but it has to be the New York Giants. The New York Giants, who shocked the hell out of me. Now let's keep it a buck. When they dropped the helmet, I love that too, because there's just something about it. You know what I'm saying? I love the old logo. I like how that helmet, it is a off color, so it doesn't completely match with their jerseys. And what they did was they completely brought back the essence of that old 80s, 90s style uniform that they had, but then they added a touch of modern-esqueness to it. Okay, I'm making up words. Yes, they added the touch of modern-esqueness to this new uniform, and I think that it's the most brilliant, most beautiful thing that we've seen this year. Case in point, I love how the players on the Giants have just taken the core and the root of that uniform, and they've, bought into it. And what I mean is, a lot of the players this year have started, even when they wear those uniforms, I don't know if they probably worn them once or twice, but when they wear them, they even pair them up with the right accessories that were being worn back in the 80s and the 90s. Because if you all go back, look at Lawrence Taylor, look at some of the other guys. They used to wear lighter color gloves with those uniforms. So they would have, they would be like a lighter color blue, or, just different things like that. And these players, I've seen Saquon, the wide receivers and everybody else, they are doing that as well. And that just lets you know the Giants players and the whole organization is just taking heed to that uniform. They also even decked out the stadium to look like the throwback stadium back in the 80s and 90s. And everything just looks aesthetically clean, man. It looks beautiful. I have to give it to them. No hate, no shade, bro. Like, they did their thing. Whoever came up with that and whoever was in charge of that, more kudos to them, because, hey, that throwback is beautiful. I think it's the best throwback, and it's damn near could have been the best helmet uniform option change that we've seen this season. But I gotta stop there, because still, my number 1 uncontended has to be the Arizona Cardinals, man. Before anyone says anything, before anyone tries to tell me, well, the Cardinals, they have a black helmet too. No, you don't. Get your eyes checked, because if you look closer, it's not just black. There's that red tint to it. And I love the way that they have styled their whole uniform change. I like how many times that they've worn them. And that's one of the things that I said initially at the beginning of the season. I said, I like these helmets so much. I pray to God that they wear those things more than once. And it's like they heard me, man. It's like they heard me, because they wore them things once. Like within a 3-week time span, they wore them twice, and then they wore them again. And they switched it up every single time. They wore them all black. They wore them with the black jersey and the white pants. And then I can't remember how they wore them again. It might have been all black. But I just like it, man. I think that it's the best helmet in the league as far as alternate helmet changes go for this season. I think that it is the best. And I love the way that they were so confident in them that they did implement these uniforms as one of their staples this year. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Now, they might not be playing so well. I have to give it up to their design department. Whoever was in charge of that helmet design, I gotta give, my hand to them, man. More power to them, because that helmet is beautiful, bro. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful when the sun hits it. It's beautiful when it's under the lights in the dome. And that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? I like variation, and I like things that can just look good universally. It doesn't matter about the elements. Like, look how I had to say the Jets are dependent on whether the sun is shining or not. Not with the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? The Cardinals helmet just looks very good, very clean, very polished, and it's a little futuristic. I love the futuristic look of it. The fact that it can go for 2 colors. And I just like the way it looks on the players. I like the way that they can accessorize and just have, different things going on. I like how Kyler Murray, when he wore it, he had like the yellow cleats with it to, I guess, match with the beak of the Cardinal. And then, obviously your red gloves, your black. I've even seen guys with black gloves, but they had like little hints of red in it. So, hey, man, very, very, very clean, man. And yeah, there you have it, bruh. There you have it. So again, my list: the Bears, Eagles, Commanders, the Saints, the Panthers, the Texans, the Cowboys, the Patriots, the Jets, the Bengals, the Falcons, the Giants, and the Cardinals. Yes, indeed, man, that is my list. Y'all let me know what you think. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, man. If you did, then don't hesitate to hit the like button for your man, so this video can get in the algorithm and you can help the channel grow, man. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing so you never miss any content that I drop in regards to Madden or any NFL news that the networks aren't covering. Bruh, y'all know who it is, man. It's your man Vinny. We've been deep in the field and it's been real. I'm gonna catch y'all soon, bro. Later.